Birds fans, and also people of all sorts of NFL orientations, whether you like whatever team it be. I hope I'm here to entertain you as well. Today I'm going to do a new weekly bit that I call the Handicrapper. Now, the Handicrapper is my idea on a spoof of quite literally every handicapper out there. Number one, I think anybody that's taking money for picks is a slime ball. I think that there is no exact science to this. And that being said, you can't take money from these guys. These guys pretend like they're experts. They'll tell you right in their top that if you're not hustling, you're being hustled. Well, yeah, because the guy that's selling you picks, he's a scumbag hustler. Jeff Nadeau. So each week, I'm going to give you my simple reasons for each game why I think it's going to go one way or another. Now, I'm no expert. I've had weeks where I've gotten 14 of 16 games correct. I've had weeks where I've gotten 2 of 16 games correct. I'm doing this for fun. I do this in a league with a bunch of friends. And I enjoy picking, so I'm going to give you my wacky reasons why each and every game is going to go the way that it goes. So, we're going to start off. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears at home against the Green Bay Packers. I am that guy that thinks the Green Bay Packers are going to suck this year. Tell me I'm wrong. I've heard it a ton already. I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers and his new coach are going to mesh well, and I think it's going to play out on field. Also, the Bears were just much better last year. I feel they haven't got going forward, but they haven't gone backwards either, so it all depends on how Mitchell Trubisky plays. I don't believe in him as a quarterback long term, but he was better than average last year. Ravens at the Dolphins. You can see 78% of America is taking the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens plus 4.5. They are going to smoke the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are a dumpster fire with a semi-possibly racist owner who, I don't know. I don't know if he's racist or not. It just seems that way. You don't trade a guy because he disagreed with you. I just think that's wrong. And they're definitively tanking for picks next year. Next up, we got the Falcons at the Vikings. I do think the Vikings are going to win this game, but I do think the Falcons are going to cover the spread. I think it'll probably be a 1 or 2 point game. It's inside of a dome. That's Matty Ice potential written all over it. So I like the Falcons at the Vikings. Chiefs at the Jaguars. I am going to take my boy Nick Foles over 78% of America because I find when all the bets are coming in on one side like that, plus 3.5 at home, it's going to be hot down in Florida. Unless it's hurricaning, which who knows what's going to happen then. I just think plus 3.5. Jaguars they're gonna stay in this game. They're gonna have a lot to prove, and the Chiefs, when they do win this year, though, they are gonna blow people out. I just don't think that hot, very hot Florida weather is gonna do the Chiefs much good, and I think the Jags will. Philadelphia is at the Washington, and I am going to go with the Redskins. Why? Because of the stat that's probably going to go wrong, because I'm taking the Redskins in 10 years. Over 10 years. It was like 12 years. And it was like the last 15 NFC East opponents that were favored by 8.5 plus. They have not covered the spread. And it's an NFC East game. These things are always tight battles. I do think the Eagles will win on Sunday. I just don't think they're going to win by 8.5 points. Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. Again, taking the Tennessee Titans. They were a very good team last year. Thought they were a fringe playoff team. I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to beat the Titans by 5.5 points. I think the Browns will eke this one out by a field goal, and we'll see on Sunday. The Bills at the Jets. Now, we're in year 2 of Sam Darnold. We're going to see where that goes. I'm going to take the Jets to cover the spread on Sunday. Rams at the Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers at home. The Rams are going to be a dumpster fire. I think McVay and his offense are going to start to fall apart, and I am here for it. I don't think their defense is as strong as it was, and we're going to see how this plays out this year. I think Run CMC is he's going to run all over them. All right, we got the Bengals at the Seahawks. Another 8.5 point line, but this time I'm going to take the Seahawks against the Cincinnati Bengals because I don't think their quarterback is any good. The fiery guy up in Cincinnati. I've never believed in Andy Dalton. I used to have buddies tell me how great he was because of fantasy. No. All you need is the eye test for Andy Dalton. And, that team is just a dumpster fire in the making. They may become the new Cleveland Browns. Mark my words. The Colts at the Chargers. This one was looking like a tight game. And thankfully that the line was put out well before Andrew Luck retired. Makes it a little easier to take those Chargers minus 3.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. Lions at Arizona. Take the Lions. Got a slight lead in this. Just think they're slightly better than Kyler Murray and company. I am excited about Kyler Murray. I do think he's going to be a decent quarterback in this league. I'm excited to see what goes on there. New York Giants versus the Dallas Shitbags. Now, we had that stat. It did not say anything about minus 7.5. Zeke is going to play. He is going to run all over them. I just don't think the Giants are going to lose by 7.5 to the Dallas Cowboys. San Francisco versus the Buccaneers. Bruce Arians has a way with teams to turn them over quickly. We saw him do it in Arizona. We're going to see him do it again in Tampa Bay with famous Jameis. The Patriots minus 6.5 with the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers because that line is way too out of control. I don't know why it was a 6.5 point line. Unless the Steelers are going to be that bad, I feel like the Steelers are going to be a 7-9, 8-8 team this year. I don't think they're minus 6.5 at the Patriots bad, but hey, we're going to see Sunday. This one, I don't know about anybody else, but I look at the Houston Texans as a possible Super Bowl team. I do not think the Saints are going to continue how they were playing last year. I think they're going to take a few steps back and look what they did 3-4 years ago when they were playing 49-49 shootouts against the New York Giants. It was the Giants, right, that beat them in that shootout? I think so. I think the Houston Texans are going to be a great team this year, and major disrespect from the line makers to put them at 7.5 point dogs. Just ridiculous. Denver Broncos at the Oakland Raiders. Did not realize Denver was already 2-3. How did Denver go 2-3? They had 5 games. Anybody else have 5 games? That's weird. Anyway, I always just put 35. I don't think the Raiders are going to win much this year. I think the Broncos are a better football team. They don't have a quarterback, but I could put myself as coach. John Gruden is a team destroyer. And Dirty Santino's popped in there. Anyway, John Gruden, he just brought even a bigger mess with him. So I don't know why he took Antonio Brown and brought him there. But, hey, we're going to see how this goes. Hey, remember to follow me on Twitter, at Chuckles152. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And please, give me a like on this video.